Part 2 follows
Jonathan.
grandson Joseph, aka the best JoJo, because he has the power of luck and bullshit on his side. He's freaking hilarious. For example, he fights a vampire in the middle of the street, pulls out a Tommy gun to light his ass up as a distraction to plant grenades on his back. It's absolutely ridiculous, but hilarious nonetheless. Anyway, the story of this part is Joseph fighting ancient Aztec vampires who listen to dubstep. So in the beginning of the season, Joseph gets wrecked by the Pillar Men, but through the power of bullshit, he survives and trains with his besto friendo, Shiza, in sun magic.
Nice, nice! Very nice, Shiza-chan!
Now this part takes place in the late 1930s, and you know what else was happening in the world during that time? So in order to defeat the Pillar Men, Joseph has to team up with... Yes, that is in fact a cyborg German from World War II. Anyway, Joseph manages to defeat each of the Pillar Men one by one using a well, a piece of string, and a Molotov cocktail, respectively. This is some Tom and Jerry levels of tomfoolery. Anyway, the only Pillar Man left is Cars, and he manages to upgrade himself into a super vampire, giving him the powers of every living creature, and he proceeds to expeditiously make a rabbit squirrel.
Why?
Now, I'm gonna need you guys to lock in, because the way Joseph defeats this super vampire that's not affected by sun magic needs to be studied. So the first thing Joseph does is... Jojo then steals a plane, and if you know anything about Joseph...
Come to think of it, I've never landed a plane in my life.
And basically Jojo's grand plan is to yeet himself into a volcano, taking Cars with him, and everything goes according to plan, except Cars survives somehow, and being out of options, Joseph sets the volcano off prematurely, yeeting them both into space, because otherwise there's no way to defeat Cars, because he's the strongest villain in the series. And then just to rage bait him, Joseph says that it was all according to plan. Cars gets yeeted into space, cursing Joseph the whole time. After that, Joseph crashes his own funeral, manages to get himself a shorty. So yeah, this is my favorite part by far in the entire series. And it is extremely difficult to try to edit all this because this part is hilarious. Like, I want to put in all the memes. Unfortunately, I can't because copyright's a bitch. Anyway, moving on to part 3.